advice, you could go far. We fuck things up and we make mistakes. We talk about our sexy dates. We host events and we go to clubs. But most of all, we're still in love. It's getting hard for this to rhyme. Just as well, 'cause it's bed hopping time. It's bed hopping time.
Hello and welcome to the Bed Hoppers podcast. My name is Mr. H.
I'm Mrs. H.
Thank you for joining us today. We thought that we'd jump straight in and talk about some stuff.
Not even going to buy me a drink first?
No, I'm not even going to lube you up first. We're going to go straight in.
Straight in dry.
Actually, no, that's not true. I'm going to mention, because I'm contractually obliged, that we have an event in December. I think we have 2 tickets left now. That it is slowly sort of ticking away. This is the event on which I'm not stressed about.
No.
Particularly. So it's 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah.
Your idea, go and find charity shop outfit, which we've done now. I am complete with charity shop outfit. I've done it. I've completed it, mate. And then come along, have a nice free night out on us.
It's free.
Yeah. Well,
It's
obviously
free.
you have to pay for your own drinks. It's not like we're not supporting you in that endeavour. But actually, really looking forward to this one. And tickets have just been bimbling on nicely.
Yeah.
Do you know what's nice? Not having to worry about it. I'm still worried about it because it's me, but I'm not that worried about it.
There's no stress because it's just all like a turn up. It's free.
Because it's a night that I don't have to really work. I'm not, because I'm paying for this. I don't care that much. This is, obviously the same high quality bed hopper night out will
but
apply.
There's no skin in the game for you because it's not many.
This is relaxo. This is chill outo.
Yeah.
Just enjoy it, have fun in the moment, and have a good night. And I'm really looking forward to that.
And you get a new outfit.
Well, yes, I
Which
did.
you can donate again if you want.
Actually, I spent an entire budget of like £8 or £9, I think, on my outfit.
Mine was £2.
Yours was £2. Is that the definite outfit, or is this the?
I'm going to keep looking.
Yeah.
But if I can't find anything, it will do.
It'll do the business.
It's a little bit corporate.
Maybe. I think
Like thrifty corporate.
Maybe, but we've searched high and low across charity shops in and around Southampton. But I think there are more to go through.
Well, we have to keep going back because people keep donating more.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing.
So we keep buying more. Is that the?
No.
Oh, okay.
But you have to keep going to see what's new.
Oh, I see. But anyways, the important bit is that we're getting set towards that.
Yeah.
We've also got an event that we're going to in November.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to the social club, masquerade, bally kind of thing that they're doing.
Sold out.
I don't know. I'm not their PA. I don't care. That's what I'm going to.
Again, Mr. H and I've got no skin in this game.
I got no skin in this game. In fact, I won tickets because of my outfits. So therefore, I'm nice and chilled about this. It's a social event, so it's nice and cool. It's nice and chilled. I'm happy about that. So it's been really nice, actually. The last few weeks have been pretty much, we've been moving on from, just trying to sort your meds out. And I know we talked about them a lot. You've been applying some testosterone.
Yeah. I decided in the interim, until I can get something a bit more, I want to say permanent, but until
like a tattoo.
I know testosterone works. I don't like it, but it's a kind of interim measure for me until I can try and convince the NHS to look into some different treatments and options for me. So I've been doing it for maybe coming up to 3 or 4 weeks now.
Okay.
I know it's working. Well, it is. It's just been really interesting. The sertraline route is not what I want, and I'm hopeful to come off that because it's not helping me. And it's. I tried to explain it to you. It's making me kind of devoid of any emotion at all, which I don't like.
No.
But the testosterone is starting to make some impact.
Oh, I see. And how is it making an impact, Mrs. H?
Well, for the first time in ages, I found that sex has occurred to me.
Oh, sex has occurred. As in, is it something that's popped into your head rather than something that's just happened to you?
Well,
because I can assure you, I've occurred a lot of sex.
Well, where I've kind of not had any thoughts like that for quite a while, and like I said before, you don't miss it when it's gone if you don't think about it. It's like you don't know what you don't know, right? It's not there. But because I think this is upping that particular hormone and maybe helping in some way,
right?
It started to occur to me more in passing thoughts rather than not popping into my head in the slightest.
What, like when you're in your car and you're no. When you're driving home from work and you're like, you know what, I'd like a really nice burger.
Okay.
A bit like that. Like, you know what, I'd like a good sex. I'd like a good bit of sex.
Well, I think I've probably been a bit more focused on what are we doing that's fun? Let's arrange some stuff. Not with a view to I'm rampant, but more I've got an interest in it again.
Okay.
Which is better than no interest.
Yeah. Damn straight.
Yeah. And so when I started like rethinking a little bit about some of our experiences recently, and it occurred to me that because I was thinking about them, that was a good sign.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's been an interesting sort of week really for us, I'd say.
It's been quite a positive one, really.
Very positive, with some really positive experiences, which is nice to be able to share.
Exactly. So this is a nice, positive, things have been going right kind of chat, I think.
Mr. and Mrs. H talk about sexy stuff on the show.
I mean, I can't guarantee I'm going to make it sexy.
Oh yeah, you're totally.
Not even with my new testosterone voice.
Like yoink scoop.
Oh, it's not quite like that, but
not yet. We're getting there. It's good.
Yeah, but the good news is things have been popping into my head, which hadn't been in my head for a little while, and that's quite a welcome thought process to have in my head again.
Well, I think the thing is that we are a bit late recording this podcast. It hopefully won't go out late or massively so. But I think what's been interesting is the reason it's been a bit late in recording is because we've been having busy, sexy, fun adventures.
We've been so busy.
All the busyness. And I don't really like doing a humble brag on the podcast. It feels a bit...
It's not a humble brag. It's more of these things are actually going right for us, and it's important we share the good things.
Yeah, and I think... I've talked a bit about, people talking about us in terms of our adventures. And really, I wanted to really share some positive updates and some positive stuff that we've been up to. One, to prove that it fucking happens. Not that it's proof, but it has been happening, and we have been having some fun. And it feels like, not to speak too soon, that we're, everything's coming out Millhouse a little bit. So I thought it would be nice to sort of sit down.
Yeah.
And have a little bit of a chat.
On some of the things
some of the things. So this all started like a week or so ago, just over a week ago, I think. This has been a sort of sexy week plus, right?
Yeah. I mean, we've been dabbling around with some of it, like maybe the week before that, but I wasn't in a great space then. Whereas the last week I've definitely felt a bit better.
So I think, one of the things that we've been doing recently, and with a lovely single lady friend of ours, is we've been having World Cinema Nights. Now this is wonderful for a number of reasons, but for me it's really going back to the start of our whole lifestyle journey in a way, and sharing that with somebody else, which is really sexy, and who is really sexy. But we've been having little nights where we and weeknights as well, school nights, which is quite,
we're savages,
quite daring, really. But we've been sort of looking at and watching world cinema, like erotic twist type films. So
the sort of things that we used to watch together years ago on our own. Yeah,
so we watched The Dreamers, and then we watched some 1970s Japanese transient life thing. And actually what's been really nice is that we've been theming the evening's food and drink and snacks or whatever around the location or the theme or whatever. So
The Dreamers was French.
Yeah,
right?
So we had some cheese and wine, obviously. And then this other film was Japanese, so we had some sake and some seaweed, which our lovely friend brought. Yeah, we had some really nice little snacks that she brought over to us.
And the next one is a Mexican one.
Next one is a Mexican one. And I'm looking forward to that because there's some fun films or a fun film that we're going to watch. I'm going to be doing some barbacoa, like pretty much cooking for like 8 hours or whatever. But I really like the fact that we're able to share films that, some of them we've seen, some of them we haven't, some of them that have been in the plastic wrap on the shelf for a while where we just haven't had time or made time to sit down and watch something a bit unusual. And it's been really nice sort of sitting down with somebody else, chilling out all on the sofa together and just enjoying a film. Critiquing it, laughing at it or with it, and having an experience and having different foods and drinks. And then... not that it's a set guarantee, but having some sexy times afterwards. And some very, very successful sexy times, I think, for both your enjoyment, hopefully her enjoyment, and hopefully my enjoyment. So I think it's been a really nice little way of kind of getting back to the beginning of how we started talking about our sex life in a more advanced way. Right at the start, we used to curl up on a Saturday night or whatever when the kids are at their dad's, and we'd have a nice little sexy den that we made while we're watching something on Channel 4 that went into the early hours of the morning. And actually it's been sharing a little bit of that and going back to those roots. And because you've become a little bit more interested and a little bit more driven, I think you've enjoyed the experience a whole lot more as well.
I don't sit there and I say dread, because I don't mean dread as in I don't like sex and I'm fearful, but I would be fearful of putting myself in a sexy situation that I wasn't feeling in a cerebral way.
Yeah.
And that's quite a challenge. If you know you've already got an uphill struggle and you feel like, imposter syndrome really, because you're like, I shouldn't be here because I'm not feeling that. And yet I'm putting myself into a situation where I probably should. But because I'm feeling a bit better now, I don't feel that anymore. I'm sitting there enjoying an experience and going, oh, this is nice. I feel like this could lead somewhere sexy without the fear of me being the weakest link.
Yeah, you've never been the weakest link.
No, but I feel that,
I know.
Or I have felt that.
I totally get that.
Yeah. It's like no one wants to mow the lawn, right?
Well, I know that because you've never mown our lawn.
Yeah, well, that's different. I'm not mudslinging at you. Simply saying you dread the things that you know you either aren't good at or don't bring you, or it's hard to enjoy or hard to find, your way with.
And I think but the setting of that scene, I think, has helped you as well, because it's a very chilled out, very non-committal, very easy way for you to settle down into a nice space with sexy people.
Yeah, definitely. It's not busting out, like running around like idiots somewhere and constantly being tired and going out and needing some sleep. It's just really like chill, go at the pace of everyone in the room who's happy.
And I think that's been the joy of it. So we had that last week. Then we also had another lovely single lady around
we did.
To stay with us on Friday.
Yeah.
And then so we went out for just a bite to eat. And then we're all we had quite a bit of catching up to do, I think it is fair to say. We had quite a bit of sort of gossip and whatever to kind of get through and find out what's been happening in her life. Not that we don't stay in touch, but you don't hear all of the stuff on like chat groups or whatever.
So we had lots of like normal catching up stuff to do first.
And then it was getting a bit late.
Yeah.
So I think in this instance, I sort of was like, well, it feels like there's some sort of sexy vibe in the air. Does everyone want to go upstairs? And I think you sort of put a time limit on it a little bit.
I did, but also because I'd been sharing, with our friend, because she's a good friend, some of the stuff I've been going through, because, she wasn't really fully aware of all the challenges I'd had. And we kind of had a really good chat about it. But in a way that kind of then led to a little bit of a grown-up conversation about, well, are you feeling like this is something you want to do? And I was like, yeah, let's.
Oh,
yeah, it's not what I don't want to. It's just I have to be reminded and kind of encouraged.
I think, sometimes it takes you're not always naturally thinking about escalating things, and sometimes there is a prompt. But more interestingly, I think in recent days, following this, you've just started to think about and prompt a bit more.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
But this was right on the sort of cusp of all of this starting to happen. So, but with that nudge, you were like, oh, great, let's go and have some sexy times. And once again, out of these so far 2 things that have happened, you totally came.
I did.
There we go, right?
I did.
And it didn't take you 45 hours as you thought as you were worried about, right?
I mean, a little bit of an exaggeration, but yes, you're right. It's definitely not been quite as difficult. And and I think the testosterone is doing that. Although the sertraline is still very much fighting against me with that.
Yeah.
But the testosterone is helping. So.
Yeah.
But my aim is to come off that sertraline and maybe just put up with the evil testosterone or try and move to something similar but a bit more gentle.
I think ultimately we need to kind of look at what's available and we covered this in our last episode.
Yeah, I'm not going to go on and go again, but it's important that we get this right.
Yeah, but I do think the testosterone has helped you.
Yeah,
and certainly put you in a better space.
Plus, I can sing songs in a lower baritone now.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. That's absolutely fine. So we also had a bit of a sexy weekend adventure, but we had some lifestyle friends round.
Yeah.
Now, I think it ended up being because some of the friends were a bit poorly. So we didn't want to swap and trade germs.
God, no.
Which, I think that's absolutely fair. And then we had other sexy friends stay with us. Now, I think the problem is that we got too caught up talking throughout
and then it was 3 a.m.
And then it was 3 a.m. and it had gone past the time when I can do my best work.
That's the point of no return.
I do think there was a bit of a sort of the next day, a little bit of, I wish we'd have done some stuff. I think, but even you were a little bit like, but I think in the early morning you weren't feeling so well. But come the afternoon, you were a little bit like, it would have been nice to have done.
Yeah, and that was a good sign because I thought, the fact that I'm not breathing a sigh of relief we didn't have to do anything, but the fact that I was regretting the fact we didn't get a chance to is a good sign.
Yeah. And I really, it was good to hear you say that, and it was good for us to talk about it afterwards, which obviously, we did, although we didn't record it on the podcast. Damn it. Could have been free content. But it was really nice just for us to hang with really sexy people, be in that environment, and it was quite a nice sort of nice time, really. And I think we it built up the energy a bit, and it made us feel sexy, even though no naughtiness really happened. I think we both came away going, that would have been nice to do something.
Yeah.
So even if we weren't in the right space or the timing wasn't right or whatever, we still had that thought in our heads. And I think that was really cool to have that. But then we get to this week. And this week was an interesting one.
Yeah.
So a lady, let's call her a single lady in this case.
Okay.
But that is how she is acting. Messaged you.
Yeah.
And asked if she could have a date with me.
Yes, she did. And I was very happy with that because it's someone I trust and someone known to us.
Someone that is known.
Someone is known.
Yeah.
So I need to rewind a bit back to when we started all this. And I say started all this, I mean started dabbling with solo dates. Because I remember one of our boundaries actually, one of our shared boundaries, if you want to phrase it that way, was that we didn't want any of our single dates to be people that were not known to us.
Yeah.
So we didn't want new dates, like brand new people, because that felt a little bit, I don't know, it just felt
it's like a risk mitigation, isn't it, really?
Yeah, and it removed all the kind of safety barriers, I think, that we knew we would feel comfortable with. Because I couldn't see us ever doing this.
No.
We used to talk about the fact that you were very jealous, and I don't know what my reasons were at the time, but I remember thinking I wasn't comfortable, maybe losing sight of you, or I think you were risking that.
Yeah, I think you were worried that I was going to run off with someone. Was something
yes, I think it was self-preservation of our relationship and what we have. And I didn't honestly think we'd get to a space where we would do this. And yet here we are, a year and a half later now.
Yeah.
Having successfully navigated quite a few dates between us. And my dates are always with women.
Yep.
So are yours.
Well, that's fair then.
But the point is, I don't date men.
No.
On a single basis, solo basis.
No. You've got more than enough with me, probably. Maybe. I can't back that up.
And so one of the boundaries we put in place to protect ourselves was that the people that we both date or have encounters with are known to us and trusted, people that we've had shared experiences before together with.
That's all. Well, we certainly know them.
Actually, no, you're right. Yeah. Maybe not.
So,
certainly people that we know and trust.
Yes. And I think that's been the sort of ground rule of it. Yeah. I think it's been an interesting sort of point to get to that space, but most of the sort of rules, and I think I want to point out, we use the word date, but we're not dating them per se. I think it's because I think we use that term because it's not just a hookup.
No, we make a bit of a day of it or night of it.
Or do like an activity that isn't just sexy times. And I think that's where the date word comes in. It's not that I feel that we're dating those people.
No.
But we are on a date with those people. If that's a subtle difference, perhaps, I don't know. And I just wanted to sort of bring that to life a little bit. But in terms of the sort of rules and regulations, it is people that we know and are familiar with, but not necessarily people that we've played with before. Mm-hmm. Because obviously you've had a date with someone that I've not played with.
That is true.
So
that is actually very true.
I can't.
But we do know and trust them very well.
Yes.
So
as it happens, you had a message out of the blue, out of nowhere, from this particularly lovely lady who said, well, I would like to go on a date with Simon. And how did that feel? What was that like?
Well, I love the fact that I was asked permission, which is very respectful, actually very nice. And it's nice to be considered that my feelings matter.
Yeah.
Not that it's all down to me because I like to think that we would, chat about these things together and hopefully arrive at the same place. But it's nice to know that someone else was thinking of my feelings.
Was it a bit like knocking on someone's door when you were a kid? Like,
come out to play.
Yeah, can Simon come out to play? No, he's having his tea.
Come in when the lampposts go off.
Yeah, don't talk to any strangers.
Make sure you take your towel downstairs afterwards.
Your what?
Did you never get that when you had to come in after playtime and then have your tea and then you inevitably get this? Don't leave your tray upstairs. Bring your towel down.
But I wasn't allowed to eat separately anywhere.
Oh, really?
No, we had to eat at the dinner table. We had to. If you didn't sit down at the dinner table with everyone at the dinner time, you didn't fucking get any food.
Really?
Yeah, it was. I mean, that's
were
just
you allowed to bring a book to the table?
No, fuck no. That would have been. I'd have been absolutely murdered for that. Murdered. I think we initially we weren't allowed television on while we were having tea.
No, I don't think we had telly on.
But I think after a while we did have TV on in the back, and it was always like Lost
variety
in
performance.
No, like Lost in Space or whatever was on, like Star Trek or whatever was on Channel 4 at that particular time, and later it became like The Simpsons or something like that. But very much I had to have dinner at the table, and I wasn't allowed to leave the table until I'd eaten all of my food or whatever it was.
Oh dear, this explains a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean that was the thing for me. So yeah, I never had a fucking tray that you could take upstairs. I think eating in your bedroom, I'd have to check this with my sister, but I don't think we're allowed to eat in our bedrooms.
Really?
Yeah, I don't. Certainly until we were much older. You
can eat in our bedroom if you like.
Oh, thank you, and I have done. But
in fact, you do. We have breakfast in bed.
Yeah, I know that now. I always dreamed it was something that one could aspire to, but it was never anything that happened.
Well, I digress. Yeah. I was talking about the fact that someone knocked and asked if you could come out to play.
They did. And you gave them permission.
And of course, I did. And I was very, very graciously gave permission. Said, oh, that'd be lovely. Yeah, of course.
And so that happened. Yeah. And we arranged a day off, which was convenient.
I think there's something quite nice about having a day off to do these things. It doesn't eat into our weekend.
It doesn't eat into our weekend, but also there's quite something, it's a little bit naughty because you're not in work. I mean, obviously, you day off, a holiday, whatever, but we're off having some fun that we otherwise wouldn't be having.
Yeah.
With someone else that we wouldn't be having that fun with.
So an extra humble brag.
Yes, extra humble brag, but also extra naughtiness.
Yeah.
Because we don't really have the clandestine, like, oh, this is our naughty little secret because we went on television and we're out and we did all this stuff. So, but being out with someone else's partner is a little bit more, And if someone sees you, you were definitely out with that person, and it's definitely not you. So there is that to it, I think, right?
Does that add to the thrill then?
A little bit, I think, and I think it probably adds to if they've got partners, their partners' thrill of it all as well. And
so, what is the thrill then of the solo dates? The solo encounters, I should say.
Okay, so the thrill for me is that you can focus on that person.
What we're having to think about your partner.
Yeah, you just put your partner in a box, then after you can forget about them. It's so nice.
It's all about you.
Yeah, it's so convenient. It's much easier. No, I think that you can focus on them and get to know them a lot better, more so than you can do sometimes with four of you there or three of you or however many of you. There is that sort of, we're out on a little saucy adventure. I think that's quite nice. I think there's things activities that you can do that you wouldn't necessarily think to do with your partner.
Right.
So, I'm not saying that the things that I'm doing would be that you wouldn't want to do necessarily, but I kind of want to create a memorable experience. And since I can't do that with all the sexy times, apparently, I'm joking, probably, I don't know, then actually it's quite nice to do things that are a bit random and a bit more of an adventure. And I also like I think there's something quite awesome about going on an adventure together like we do, but having a miniature version of that with somebody else, like, we're doing a axe throwing or we're going to a museum or whatever it might be. And
how cultural.
Yeah, well, those two things aren't, we didn't go to an axe throwing museum. That would be a little bit boring.
Be mad.
But so I like that fact about it. And it is quite nice to be able to be a bit selfish with somebody else and be a bit like, I get to enjoy this person. Just me, enjoying that one person.
It's all about you.
Don't have to share them anymore. There is that fun of it, I think, that comes into it. What about for you?
So for me, I think it's a little bit different because my dates are only with women and not men. It puts a completely different spin on it for me because arguably one of the most enjoyable things about the shared experiences that we have are always if there is an opportunity for me to be with a woman as well as you kind of thing, you know? So that's probably always my biggest takeaway from those experiences together.
Yeah.
And so I do often get worried that I'm monopolizing that segment of the play experience as a shared experience because obviously you're there too. And it's like, oh, hey, I'm here. Why? You done? And I think because my preference would be to spend more time probably interacting with women and obviously you, obviously, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like more than just pairing off with a dude or...
So basically you're removing the dick energy from the room, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, if I'm going to be really blunt about it. Yeah.
But so...
I like dick energy occasionally, but I probably seek not that.
So would you want a date with a guy?
I don't think I'm like mad about the fact that I'm not having them, you know?
I mean...
There's a very few men that I would probably like to get to know on a more one-to-one level. They're few and far between.
Yeah.
But I do have a couple of people that I really...
Keeping in the back pocket.
I value their time and I like knowing them cerebrally as well as physically. But I know that's not something that would make you feel comfortable. And so I never really pursue that because there's no reason to.
No, that's fair.
And there's no point like poking the bear just for the sake of it if the bear's going to get jealous and upset and throw his PlayStation across the room.
Am I being called a bear in this situation?
Yeah.
And are you accusing me of being a PlayStation owner?
Yeah. Xboxer. All right.
All right.
I got my consoles wrong.
Yeah.
But the point is, yes, I don't want you to throw your metaphorical toys out the pram because you're upset about something you don't need to be upset about because I'm not going to create that barrier in the first place. There's no need to. You know, you don't like it. So why would I pursue something that I probably don't really seek that much anyway?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
If I asked you if I could have one, would you be happy?
I'd consider it.
Would you?
Of course I would. I'd consider everything that you asked for. But you
always said you didn't want that to be considered.
Well.
Or have you moved on a little bit?
No, I think I'd consider it. I haven't said...
Yep, consider it. Yeah. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
No, on your bike.
Yeah, I nailed that. Perfectly.
Now give me my PlayStation controllers, I can throw it.
Goes out to buy a PlayStation just so he can throw the controller.
All right, smart ass.
What I love is that you play on an Xbox. No, you play an Xbox.
Oh,
You've played an Xbox for like 2 years now or something.
Oh, damn it. You have had a PlayStation, right?
Yes. People don't need to know my like console history.
But you have every console ever.
No, I don't.
You probably do.
No, I don't have a Switch 2. I don't particularly
want one.
Yeah. And the only reason I'd get a PlayStation is to play the Spider-Man game. And maybe the Wolverine
just for one game.
Hey, I bought a PlayStation 2 just for SingStar. You know this.
Oh, God, I do.
And that was worth it.
And that was PlayStation?
That was PlayStation.
Yes, right. So I'm not going mad. You did have a PlayStation.
Yes.
Right, okay.
Yeah. Apologies, folks. This is well off the beaten track.
Yeah, but it's quite context. It was important.
Okay. So you found out that, or you said, yes, Simon can go on a date with you, lovely lady.
Yes.
That would be great. I'll leave it to you, sexy motherfuckers, to sort out a date.
Like, I didn't tell you because she was like, cool, I just wanted to know before I, messaged you.
You know what I got? A message saying like approved or something, but no context. So I was like, what is approved? What is?
I'll have to get a stamp.
Yeah, well, I've got Mr. H approves. Maybe you need Mrs. H approved.
Mrs. H approved. I don't approve of many things though.
No, I know. That's why
it'd be rarely used.
Yeah, you save the ink. We'll save so much money on ink. So that happened, and then mysteriously, not that long after that, you had a solo date yourself booked in.
I did.
So you always accuse me of being an opportunist in this regard.
Well, the moon's just aligned, because my solo play date thing also got discussed at the same time, but not with a view to lining up dates or anything.
Oh, I see.
It just so happens that I was approached in a similar time frame.
Okay.
and that it seemed very opportunistic. Why not make the most of that?
When you say opportunistic like that, you make it sound like it's nice and fluffy. But when you use it against me, it's like I'm some scourge of the earth, waiting for the moment for you to...
As long as you're entertained, he's all right.
Yeah.
It's true, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very true. I mean, that's fine.
Well, I quite like the idea of lining up the dates in a way, because it did mean that I would worry less about you if I was off on my own encounter.
Yeah.
Because I know that you don't really do so well just like sitting on your own going, well, I think what's happening.
Well, I think the thing
you might as well be entertained yourself.
Yeah, and I think we've found that we've been fortunate enough to be able to organise dates and things and adventures when the other has been out doing that.
Yeah.
And that's kind of worked out quite well for us, because the coming back together is always really, really wonderful. And it was really nice to do that at the end of the day and come back and see you and all this kind of stuff. But what I want to know, right?
Yeah.
I want to know about your date, because I don't think I really know what has happened on your date and what the details are. Because in true Mrs. H fashion, you've been a bit sketchy with any kind of detail. So you asked me if, like, did I want any pictures or anything?
Yeah.
But you did it in a way that suggested that I wasn't going to get any pictures.
What, like a rhetorical question?
Yeah.
Do you want pictures? No, all right, cool.
No, it's more like, you don't want any pictures, do you? I'm like, well, what pictures can I get? And you're like, no, I don't think we'll do that this time. So
I sent you pictures last time.
We've gone over this. This is ground we've covered before here.
And they were very nice pictures.
They were perfectly 4 identical pictures.
They were not. They had subtle differences.
You could have played spot the difference in the back of the mirror with them. If that is a thing. Is that a thing? I don't know if that's a thing anymore. But anyway, enough about the old pictures, because I knew this time going in that I wasn't going to get pictures.
Okay.
Now, when I caught up with you, you'd had a few drinks, I think it's fair to say, and I think it's because I caught up with you with my date in tow. So we sat there as a foursome, having a bite to eat.
That's very lovely.
And my date...
Apparently, I can't remember.
And I turned up very, very nice and chill. And you two were acting pretty fucking suspicious.
You said I was furtive and squirrely.
Yes, you were.
What does that mean?
Like you were hiding something, or you were being evasive, or you were you were up to no good.
Oh. I had several large glasses of wine.
It was like that moment in Get Him to the Greek where he goes through the airport with the drugs up his bum. Yeah, you were like that.
Well, maybe I had drugs up my bum.
And I that's what I said. Have you got some sort of play?
You did ask me if I'd
because you were so squirrely. No, not
No.
drugs. I asked if you had hands-free device on you.
Oh.
Because you were being so squirrely and not sitting still. I was like, what the fuck is up with you two? Anyway, so let's find out what happened on Mrs. H's date. Come on, give us the overview, and I want a sexy story at the end of it.
Oh, for the love of God, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. What level of detail do you want? Do you want to know what the date was, like where we went?
Yeah, just like a very basic overview.
Oh, you don't want my film review kind of versions.
No, I don't need. And then we took 7 steps to the left, and then our room was the 4th one on the right. No, I don't need that.
Okay. All right. We booked a hotel. Good enough context?
Yep.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
We booked a hotel and...
With daytime use, right?
With daytime use and...
Harlot.
For cap fits and all that. You've done this yourself. You know.
I've never booked a daytime use hotel.
You've booked a hotel though.
Yeah, I have. That's different. It was nighttime use.
Oh, all right. We're quibbling over the times of day. Anyway, booked a hotel and decided that we would while away a couple of hours, maybe like visiting the spa and stuff, just like chilling out. And then we were going to go and have some lunch.
Yep.
And then we knew that we'd have like a couple of hours after lunch before we had to like get out of our hotel.
Yeah.
All right. And so we did have a nice little girly kind of chill out in the hotel facility. So it was very nice.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went for a very boozy lunch.
Really?
Well, I say boozy, it was actually just 2 glasses of wine.
Were the glasses the same size as a bucket?
No, they were nicely sized.
Oh, I see. You got two large glasses of wine.
But daytime drinking always gives you a little buzz, right?
Yeah, of course it does.
It makes everything a bit more fuzzy. So because I was having some daytime drinks, I was probably a little more feeling quite brave and feeling quite some naughty water, isn't it? Kind of in a naughty mood.
Okay.
I think because I was not tired because it was day. Great. I was really quite in a good mood because, day off. It was all very exciting.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we had quite a nice little boozy lunch. And I was really leaning into the asking about fantasies and initiating some really sexy conversations.
Okay.
Over lunch, which was really fun.
All right. What was some of the fantasies for you?
Oh, Christ, my fantasies. Burn my browser history. Well, no, we talked a little bit about if, I don't know, if you were going to look at some porn, for example, what would it be?
Yeah.
That kind of conversation. And I wasn't so cliched as to sort of say, well, what's your biggest fantasy? Because everyone asks that and everyone's like, I don't know. I can't think of one right now, or I have too many, or I don't know. But we did talk a little bit around kind of, what turns us both on, and kind of some loose ideas around thought processes about what makes you feel really sexy and that kind of thing. So it was a nice, sexy conversation. Yeah. It was just a bit fun, no particular agenda to it. It was just fun. And that kind of made us think, oh, okay, well, I think lunch is over now. And we were both absolutely kind of ready to go back to the hotel and explore some more.
Okay.
And so when we went back, we got into the room. And the reason I'm giving you this level of detail is because I didn't mess around with any time at this point. I didn't go into the room and sit down. I didn't go into the room and faff around getting drinks. I got into the room, and literally as she took her coat off, I then stood behind her in front of the mirror and made her watch me and her in the mirror whilst I teased her and ran my hands over her, played with her.
I'm sensing a power dynamic here.
There was.
Okay.
I don't know where it came from.
I know where it comes from.
Well, maybe I do know where it comes from, but I hadn't had that kind of in me for a while, that kind of level of mind game that I used to default to quite easily.
Mm.
And whether it was because I'd had a couple of glasses of wine and I was feeling quite chilled and not nervous or anything.
Maybe it's because you felt like your sexuality was in your own control and in your own power at that point. So you felt more in control than you have been for a while.
Yeah. But it very quickly emerged as I'm going to do this. And I didn't even kind of ask. Well, that was a bit rude. Obviously, consent was already covered well before we did anything. But
and obviously, once you've given consent once, it applies for the rest of your life. The rest of your life.
It's like a brand.
And that's a joke, by the way, folks. Please don't take that seriously. Yes, carry on. Sorry.
But it very quickly emerged that I was dominant in that situation.
Okay.
And I gave her instructions, and I wouldn't let her turn around, and I wouldn't let her do anything unless I told her to. And she was only allowed to touch herself if I put her hand there. And it was very quickly a very natural power play.
Okay.
Surprisingly. And I found myself just in that quite easily.
And did that excite you?
Yeah.
Yeah? What about her?
I'm going to take a wild guess here. I think that excited her a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think she's seen that side of you before. Not many people have done. I don't think. I can probably recall on one hand, really.
And it's been lost for a while, I think. I really do think it's been lost for a while because I've just not had the confidence in my emotional mindset to feel that.
Yeah.
And whilst I don't even know what's kind of made it happen, I think I want to say that the testosterone has helped because it definitely has lifted something.
I mean, lifting her in the air and throwing her down in a swoon was probably a bit rich, but...
And maybe the fact that, yes, I enjoy being with women anyway.
Yeah.
There was no pressure or worry. I don't know. I just felt in control.
And I think you definitely have... In fact, we have a level of comfort with this particular person.
Yeah.
So I think...
And I know that kind of is something that I knew she'd enjoy.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And to be fair, if she'd kind of turned around and went, no, or can I do something different? Of course, I'm not going to be a dick about it. But it felt like it was well received and wanted.
Okay.
And so that continued for a while. I kind of just carried on teasing and teasing and teasing.
Relentless teasing.
Yeah, edging.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah. Which drove her insane, I think.
Well, that would certainly explain why she was so squirrely when we caught up.
I think so. I think she was very overstimulated about that point. And then, anyway, eventually I did give her permission to turn around and kiss me. So I let that happen. And then I made her sit on the end of the bed and I made her watch me in the mirror as I went down on her. But I didn't make her come at that point.
Was that on purpose?
Yeah.
Okay. So it wasn't like a lack of skill or anything? Nope.
I stopped and went, no. And she might have sworn a bit, I don't know.
Didn't say the magic words.
And so I carried on doing that for a little while and refused to let her climax until I said she could. And then eventually when it did happen, I made her do it herself though, with a toy.
Okay.
While I watched.
All right then.
Which again was my request.
And how did you feel about that whole situation?
Well, I'd asked her over lunch earlier if that was something that she would be open to. Would you be comfortable with me watching you, try a new toy, for example?
Yeah.
And she found it really exciting. So I made complete use and decided that was the moment at which I wanted her to do that. And that's how I wanted her to make herself climax.
Okay.
So she did, and that was really hot. And I also I sat on her face at one point halfway through that, but only for a short while. And I was like, no, you're not going to make me come yet.
Was that, no, you can't make me come yet, or no, you're not going to?
No, you're not going to.
Okay.
So it was just really it really was a lot of power play.
Okay.
Which was really hot. And then, yes, I let her go down on me and I came. So that actually all unfolded over, I don't know, it felt like hours. But I think it was probably, I don't know, an hour, half, maybe. It was a lot.
Now, I understand from conversations with her that she set an alarm for you to leave the hotel.
She did.
Did you make that alarm? Did you get out on time?
She switched the alarm off when it went off.
Yeah.
And then I ignored it and got a doxy out. Knowing full well she would be wildly conflicted with the fact that the alarm had gone off and she knew that we had to leave the hotel in like 30 minutes. And me with a doxy going, no. Here's the doxy. Plug it in.
I think this is just an excuse for you to be late now.
No.
I think this is your new thing.
And then she looked at me and went, but we have to be out. And I said, plug it in. So she did. Don't make me ask twice.
Okay.
And then proceeded to have, I think, about 3 orgasms, one after the other with it. It was, she was very overstimulated.
And was that why you left the hotel late, I'm guessing?
Yeah. It wasn't that late, to be fair. It was like 10 minutes.
I know getting you out of any room is difficult, but this is true.
Mm-hmm.
And then we caught up with you and you two were absolutely squirrely. It was hilarious. Like you were so, but I'm guessing that obviously there was a lot of power play in there, a lot of overstimulation, I suspect.
Very much so.
And you both couldn't sit still. It was like, so my date and I were like looking at each other going, what the fuck have we walked into? And it's unusual for me to turn up and be like the relatively sober one. In fact, or to be the sensible one even. And I was like, what the fuck is going on here? And we were like, okay. And it was lovely to see you both and very nice to sort of catch up. But we couldn't get an understandable word out of either of you. And all we got was like weird hush snippets cackling and like you running off to the bathroom every now and then. I was like, what the fuck is going on? So yeah, we were confused. And it's only sort of having had like a little bit more downtime because we went back home with my date who was staying with us for the night and had a good sort of chat that we started to get any vague amount of sense out of you. But you were still on an absolute, like, you were definitely in a
sugar rush.
Yeah. All jacked up on Mountain Dew and you were about to, come at us like spider monkeys.
I think there was a whole load of stuff going on there. So there was the excitement of feeling that I hadn't really felt sort of, a sexy want, I suppose. Although it was creeping back a little bit. That's absolutely true. It was. But I think because I curated myself an environment where I was in control of all of it and it went exactly at my pace because I demanded that and I decided when and how and what was going to happen. Unintentionally at the beginning, I didn't go in thinking, right, I'm going to do all this. It just happened very organically, because it just felt, when we got in the hotel room, we went, well, yeah, I'm going to do this. This is what I want to do right now. And I was very excited by the fact that something was finally coming back to me a bit.
Yeah.
And that was a welcome feeling, because it had not been there for so long. And actually, I think over lunch, I'd also been thinking about the fact that we'd had sex like the previous night. And I remember thinking,
your quote was amazing from that night.
Was it?
Yep. Oh, that sex has put me in a proper good mood.
It did.
That was literally what you said to me.
But it did. And I was really on a high from that as well, because
I'm gonna get that for
it
you on a
reminded
t-shirt.
me of, how sex used to make me feel.
Yeah.
And it was nice to feel that again.
Yeah.
And so I told you anyway, the next day, that I'd been reflecting on the fact that we had sex and it was great and it felt nice again.
Yeah.
So that also put me in a kind of a positive power.
I think you were
trip.
already in a space of, sex. Because I think we've always had really fun and really sexy sex. But I think this particular thing, brought you back to a little bit to before this medication and really enjoying the moment for what it was. And I think you went into this date on the back of that. So you were in a fairly good, sexy space. Yeah.
For sure. So I was quite jacked up, I suppose, yes, on the fact that I'd had nice sex with you the night before and I was happy and I was in a good space for that. We kind of parted on good terms in that respect, because we'd had nice sex. And I think knowing that I literally just went into this whole, right, well, this is what I want to do. And she seemed very okay with all that. So it felt like a really sexy way to play.
A resounding victory as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. I mean, I had like 5 glasses of wine. So
yeah, post that and then before meeting us.
Yeah. And then I was hungry. So there was all that as well.
Yeah.
So I was probably a bit merry, if I'm honest. I'm probably quite tired by then.
Oh, bless you.
So has that answered your question?
Yeah, I think that has answered my question. Yeah, I think it was just, it's good to understand where your head was at and good, but it was really apparent that you'd had a really nice time.
Yeah.
And like you say, I think it was good that we both went on those dates with like having been really well connected, feeling both in a really good space with people that we really care about, and off we go. It was like a wonderful adventure, which was really cool.
Did you have a fun date?
I did have a fun date. Oh, you want me to elaborate? I can see you looking over the top of your...
Well, it's not a quid pro quo kind of thing, but I mean, you don't have to tell such a long story as me, because mine was quite long. But there was stuff that you genuinely didn't know.
No, so I think some of the stuff in there, I think you'd sort of blabbed about a little bit, like... And I was like, oh, that sounds fun, whatever that was. That you seem very happy, and I am very happy for you.
Were you happy?
I was happy for you. And I think you came back in a really, really positive mood, and you both seemed to be in a good space. And, I'd had a really fun day. In terms of my day, so we went to we did a day of education pretty much, or a morning of education. So I found out about an exhibit in a museum that was a specialist topic that I know this lady enjoys quite a lot.
Nice.
So we met that. It was a surprise. So she was due to come to our house, and I sent a video message the day before saying, no, you're not coming to our house. You're meeting me in this random car park in this random town that is on the way to our house. And we're going to have an adventure.
Detour.
A detour. So she had no clue as to what was going on. So that was quite fun. So when she found out and we went round and did that was really good. And then we were able to go around. We went to another museum, which was really fun.
Oh, cultural.
We were very, very, very cultural. And then we had some nice lunch. It was all very, like a really nice, like chilled out. We did a bit of free learning. We forgot to pay for tickets to get into the certain museum, and wandered around and learned for free, which is the best kind of learning probably. So we did all that. That was all really good. And then we sort of raced home. That was quite funny.
All right.
And we got home, and we literally we shared a bottle of bubbly, which was really nice, and also a cup of tea because I'm not a monster. And we'd had like a cocktail like before, but we were driving home, and then it just we were like, shall we go upstairs and play?
To your cup of tea
after the cup of tea and a glass of bubbly, and literally we sort of tumbled into bed, and it was just a really fun, sexy playtime. And I think you know, I really love kissing this woman. It's like, it's a good match. You know, when kissing is a good match. And for her, I think it's a good match. Not as good as match as you and I, obviously, because no one beats that. You are the absolute best and my most favourite. But her and I are a particularly good match. And we were sort of making out in bed, and then I went down on her. And then I was like, I have a request. And she was like, oh, what, oh. And I because I think I was like, okay, this is really sexy. And I was like, I would like to come in your mouth.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I did. I said that and I did that. Yeah. And
Have you not done that before?
I have done that before, but
okay.
It's like, often it's, again, squirrels in a bag, right? So, and I think for this particular occasion, I was like, I find it really hot doing that. I really want to do that. And she was like, absolutely, job done. And then we just sort of stayed in bed and just went through lots of different sort of, because we put on, because it's me and television has to be on in the bedroom at all times, the Toy Ride series, the show, which I don't think she'd seen, but recognised that they were out of Playboy, Swing, Nikki and Daniel, whatever they're called. And we kind of just chilled out and had a glass of bubbly or two, and then just went back to playing and then having some sex and then playing again. And it was like a rolling thing for like a few hours, basically, of just us chilling out in bed, which was really fun and really nice. But it wasn't like we're absolutely going to go and mash the hell out of each other's sex. It was just very nice and playful. And then it was quite touching. And then we'd sort of chill out for a bit. And then we started playing again. So it just kept rolling and rolling like that. And it was really sexy and really hot. But because there was no pressure and no time, like there was obviously a time limit, and we did indeed push that right up to the very minute of leaving the house. But actually it was a really nice moment, because all of that pressure of, well, we've only got half an hour or whatever, and we've got partners to go back to. It was just a nice exploration and just having those moments. And then obviously we were like, okay, we'll get a cab. And then she suggested that we all catch up for dinner. Yeah. So I mentioned that to you, and you were like, hey, that sounds great. And then we turn up and they were like, what?
Squirrels, fine.
Yeah, they were like, what? Because we'd shared a bottle of bubbly and we'd had a cocktail early on in the day. And this is from...
Aren't you virtuous?
Yeah, it's from like 12 o'clock to 6:30 or whatever. That we're pretty sober. We're like, we've got a nice glow. We've had lots of nice sexy times. And we caught a taxi, obviously, to be safe or whatever. But we were like, oh, this is nice. We're nice. And we felt slightly virtuous in that we were turning up like, hey, we're not a shambling mess. We are not like, we are fairly respectable, and we've been to museums today. And what the fuck are those two doing? What the fuck is going on with them? So that was really nice, and it was lovely just to hang with the four of us, and also lovely when we were able to go home and sort of just catch up a bit and just have some nice sort of. We talked a little bit about some of these sexy times, but mostly for some reason we ended up looking at musicals. So I don't know why that happened, but it was nice, and away we go. So I think it was a really sexy day, and it was nice to just do something a little bit different, a nice slow chilled out pace. Just chatting.
The pace was better without having to rush around and go from here to there and book things. The only thing I booked was lunch.
Yeah.
That was it. And it's good.
Well, you booked way more than I did, because I was just like, we're going to go to this thing, do this museum thing, and then we're going to and then the world is lobster, oyster, whatever one we want it to be. And then we just made the decisions as we went along. We ended up in a lovely little lunch place that was like, I was like, ooh. And we both turned to each other and went, oh, we could do a social here. That would be really... So it was cool having that nice chilled out vibe, I think. And it was very nice to just enjoy the moments with each other and obviously reconnect all together later on. So, great success.
Great success.
And I think we were both really happy when we saw you and saw that you'd had a really good fun date as well. I think that was really apparent that other than the madness that clearly space madness that had taken you, sex madness that had taken hold, it was really cool. So I think, and I looked back and I was saying this to you the other day, that actually the fact that we've had this like really amazing week with lots of sexy times, lots of sexy friends, lots of really great relationships with people, but actually our relationship is like banging. Like honestly, I'm so proud that we were able to have these separate moments and come back together really well. I'm really happy that we've been able to have some fun, sexy times with each other and with other people and have some shared experiences in the middle of that. We've been able to do some cool stuff as well. Did an escape room and we nailed it. That was cool. We did that with our friends. So all of this sort of stuff, you know, I feel really privileged to be able to look back on it. I'm conscious that we often talk about the difficulties and some of the stresses that we're going through. But I really want to stress that occasionally these little moments like this make me go, fuck, this is wicked. And this is such an amazing, privileged life. And I kind of, it's interesting actually, because I speak to a friend on Twitter that we met on Twitter or X or whatever we want to call it this week. And they're sort of standing on the edge of the lifestyle. They're not sure if they want to jump in but I chat to him on WhatsApp or whatever. And because we've chatted for probably a year or so now.
I'd say a couple of years probably.
Maybe a year and a half, I don't know. But he's like, man, you live such an incredible, amazing life. And it really struck me this week because he did say this. He's like, so what are you doing this weekend? And I was like, this is what we're doing. And he's like I like so beyond my, thing. And I did feel privilege is probably the right word because I felt really privileged that we were able to do this and to still be able to be utterly in love with you and kind of sort of just enjoy those moments.
I agree completely, but you don't fall into these things. You work at them, right?
Oh yeah. It's
not like everything just clicks and falls into place.
And I think every relationship takes...
luck.
No, it's never luck. It is absolutely hard work, effort. It is getting it wrong, fucking it up, making mistakes.
But it's nice when things go well.
Well, talking about our sexy dates. Hey, I did the thing from the theme song, right?
I know a song.
I know, I wrote that song.
So you stop messing around with it.
No, never. I will go back to...
I've got multiple bits of feedback that said, you should mess around with it.
Some people love the new songs. Other people are ambivalent. Some people just don't care enough to say either way.
Who are these people?
Probably me. I get... I do all the editing or whatever, and so I get some enjoyment of doing, I do a different song. It's nice. This time it's this, and this time it's that. So yeah, and at some point we'll revert back or do a better version of it or a newer version, and because it has to evolve, like we evolve. Otherwise, we're all just standing still. And
where do we evolve next?
Well,
what's boss evolution?
Boss evolution? I don't know. I don't. The final boss may never be met, but I think, we just keep chatting and dealing with every crisis as it comes along.
Well, hopefully not many more crises.
No, I think that is true. So I have a question for you. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and I'm going to ask you this.
Well, I assumed by having a question you were going to ask it.
Well, I may have asked you after the show. That would have been bad, wouldn't it?
Oh my God, I'm nervous. What is it?
You'll laugh at this one.
I'll laugh at it?
You'll laugh at this one.
Oh, okay.
So.
Yeah.
You are away next month.
You're looking coquettish.
You're away next month.
What do you mean I'm away next month?
You're away next month.
Oh, yes, I am.
Staying away on that night.
Yeah. Oh, here we bloody go. Here's the shit sandwich.
No.
You've just been like, I love that we're so in love. Oh, by the way, when you go away.
when you go away, am I able to have an adventure?
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I see how... I like how you've layered this.
That was good. And now you've an entire show dedicated to talking about how awesome we are at this, and then throwing that in
that's like proposing outside the Eiffel Tower, isn't it?
It is.
Like, you can't make a scene. You have to say yes, and then
you don't have to say
change
yes.
Your mind.
You can say whatever you like, and it's up to you. I'll take your answer fairly.
Yeah. I mean, it depends who it's with. I mean, obviously, you're not going to say that on air, are you?
I'm not going to say any names.
Morse code? I don't know.
Morse code.
I've just been watching Stranger Things. I'm all full of Morse code.
You wouldn't understand Morse code if it bit you on us.
I'll Google it while you're doing it. How many taps are you doing?
Googling it while I'm doodling it. So if I was to say that it could be the person that we're seeing very soon.
Right. Yeah.
What would you say on that?
I would say I'm unsurprised at your request.
Really? Yeah. I didn't think you would be surprised at it.
I'm wondering if said person has asked my permission. One to consider. All right.
Okay.
I will take it away to the board and discuss.
All right then. Do I have to buy you a stamp that says Mrs. H rejects?
I want a business proposal on my desk in the morning.
A business proposal? You're not getting that. The most you might get in the morning is a cup of coffee and an egg or something.
Oh, it's Saturday tomorrow, isn't it?
It is Saturday tomorrow.
How exciting. I might get that. Well, let's see what sort of breakfast you give me and I'll think about it.
Fucking hell.
Fucking hell.
So I don't get an answer at all.
Well, I mean, I mean, if I think it's who I think it is, then yes. You know, I need to be sure it's the person I'm thinking of.
Okay.
Because, you know, I might just be agreeing to anything.
It might be the next human you see after me.
Okay.
Does that help you?
Yes.
Yeah, it's not Yoko. I can assure you. She's not human.
She's not. She thinks she is.
She thinks
she's not.
She is still. I think she is still sat in the kitchen. So we very different note. We got a takeaway this evening, and it was like lovely, like gyros, chicken or whatever.
Chicken.
And Yoko is absolutely convinced that the box that it came in is hers.
Oh, she's consumed by it.
She is. There is.
Utterly
You
consumed.
can't actually get her to do anything other than stare at the
No.
box. Until that box is thrown away, that dog is not moving from the kitchen. She is just probably
stood there staring at it,
lovingly looking at the box.
coveting the box.
May I lick the box? No, you may not lick the box. But there might be the tiniest bit of chicken in the box. May I have it? No. Go back to eating condoms.
Oh my God. Little trash panda. Yes, I shall take your proposal away and consider it.
Oh, that's fair.
It's probably a yes, isn't it?
It doesn't. It's up to you. It is up to you. Look at you all fucking jacked up with power.
Oh yeah, my new power trip.
Don't you try those power trips on me.
It's always testosterone, babe.
Is it?
Say my name, bitch.
It's the fact that I've been putting it into your coffee every morning. You've been doubling up. How are you enjoying your new pair of testicles?
Oh my God.
Yes.
Anyway.
Anything else that you'd like to? Is there anything you'd like to ask me about my date? Since we were talking about that.
No, I think I had a fairly good idea of how your date went anyway.
Yes, I know how your description of my date goes.
No, that's making your date sound shite, and it's not.
No, I know. You just like you probably went there, did that, and then you probably went down on each other and fucked each other, and that's the end of the day. I'm like, well, that feels very reductive. Thank you very much.
Exactly, and I don't want to reduce it down to this crassness.
Well,
I don't want to take anything away.
The same is true of most of these dates, and you did an activity like you did, and then you went back to a hotel and you fucked someone.
Wow.
There we go. The power trip may be an additional extra, but that's just like icing on the cake. Yeah. But, reducing it down, that's what happened, right? I don't like this, you said. So it's a stupid thing. So no questions.
So we're doing more dates then? You're happy to continue having...
Oh, you're not having any more. It's just me doing them all now.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, you are going to fuck me. It's going to be great. You're going to love it. And you're going to give me a great write-up again. It'd be amazing.
What? I'm not giving you a write-up.
Did?
No, when?
You said that sex has put me in a proper good mood.
Well, maybe
I've made it into a t-shirt now. It's too late. I'm wearing the t-shirt.
We're going to have more dates.
I think we shall. Yeah. I think it would be nice to go on some couple dates. It's always really lovely catching up with single ladies. And I think having our own little separate dates every now and then as something that we can throw in the mix.
What do you prefer, solo encounters or the group dynamics?
They have their own individual merits, I think, and they are a bit different. I like the fact that the solo things that you focus on the person and have your time with them, but I miss you and I miss the interactions that we get when we're playing with other people. I think that the couple experiences are a bit different. We haven't really done that much of that of late. We've done some, but I think we haven't really got back to that. And I think that's something that's always exciting, particularly when those dynamics are working well.
Yeah.
But that's a very different thing to having someone focused purely on you. So, I don't know. I don't think I prefer either, but I like exploring them all because I'm inherently greedy. Let's chuck a whole big group thing.
An absolute shocker here. This is brand new information.
I know. So I'm such a terrible, terrible human being. But I think even like the group dynamics of more than 4 people, that's always really fun as well. And that's quite a different experience to just 4 of you or 3 of you or whatever. So I think for me, there's still fun to be had in each of those things, and they're very different. But the thing that I'm genuinely looking forward to most is just hoping that we're able to get control of your meds and the way that you feel, and able to have that sexy time together a lot more, because it feels like I'm hoping that we're kind of winning a little bit, or we're getting a little bit of what we've had back. Not that it's ever truly gone away, but it feels like in more recent times, this is sort of not the easiest. The easiest has been for you. And that's really important to me. And I want to make the most of that because you're absolutely my person. You're my human and I love you. So that's the bit that I'm, most interested in. Was that a good answer? Did that do it?
Man, you really want my second date, don't you?
No, if I wanted to talk you into that and give you excuses and reasons or whatever, then I absolutely would.
Oh.
But I'm asking you nicely and fairly and openly and transparently, and the rest of it, what I said about you and all the different things is absolutely true. And I couldn't do any of this without you because, you're so important to me.
All right. That was nice.
Was that nice, was it? You prepared to accept that is nice?
Acceptable.
All right, fine. And this is where you say something nice, like nice back? Maybe? No? Okay, all right then. Should we just close the show now? That seems about the right time to do it.
Your ego is already puffed up enough tonight. It doesn't need inflating anymore.
Just because you're a little puff adder. Right, on that note, Mrs. H.
Yeah.
Do your thing.
Right. Well, thank you for hopping into our bed.
So I do have a question about your date.
Another question.
Yeah, I do have a question. This is the bonus question. What did you have for lunch?
You waited till I took a mouthful of rum and coke then, didn't you?
I did.
I had...
Mouthful of pussy?
No, not for lunch.
Oh, okay.
That was after lunch.
Oh, okay. Is that like after 8?
Yeah, after dinner mince. I had quite a big place of salad. But it was lovely.
Okay.
It was very healthy. I felt very virtuous. So then I had 5 glasses of wine to offset it.
Okay.
But it was like exciting salad, like exciting things in it, not like lettuce and shit. Had things like, I don't know, sweet potato and sun-dried tomatoes.
Have some quinoa.
And there was some orzo, whatever the fuck that is.
Some ouzo.
No, orzo. That weird stuff.
Is that the puppet that wished he could fly?
Like chickpeas and new potatoes and like nice stuff. Nice. Exciting stuff.
Lovely.
Yeah.
There we go.
Is that all right?
Yeah.